It's like this Chaim Nitzchim, the Torah has the moniker of eternal life. He says like this: when a person is able to see the tzaddik emes and to be seen, to see and to be seen. And there's a mekablim gdula v'srora. This is how a person is allotted stature and greatness. Ve'ikar gdula, and what is the essence of stature and greatness? Ushiflus is lowliness. To be an honor. We found B'Hashem Yisborach himself. In every place where you find the greatness of Hashem Yisborach, this is the place where you find Hashem's humbleness. And the main resurrection in the future, that everybody will do, Hashem will get up from their graves and will live eternal life. It'll only be to that element in each and every one of us, which is humble. And only the humbleness will get up. Because this incredible pleasure of enjoyment of the eternal life of Olam Haba, will only be to the humbleness and the lowliness, the true humbleness of each and every person. And the way that every person manages to nullify himself, he will be zoicha to live and to receive the pleasure of Olam Haba. And there's a little intro over here in Likutei, and he says, "Veliro is atzmo im atzadik emes, ugam ken dovar gadol me'od." And to be seen, and to see and to be seen by the tzaddik emes is a great thing. Of course, if you manage to hear from him a Torah, it's even a greater thing. Even when you don't hear Torah from him, just to be seen, to see and to be seen is also a great thing. Because when a person sees a tzaddik emes, a tzaddik mistakel boy, and the tzaddik looks at him, this sparkles up his mind and his awareness. And according to this, he receives greatness and authority to the way that his mind sparkles. And this is how a person is zoicha to mechadish chidushin doraisa. Each one according to what is befitting the madrega of his moach. Like this. When a person is zoicha to chidushin doraisa, nimshach busha al kol echad. Then the busha is being drawn on each person. The person needs to be very, very embarrassed. Avera is a tremendous busha. Avera is not befitting a Jew b'chlal. It has nothing to do with it. In the Shurish, a Jew is the furthest thing from Avera. It's not befitting for a Jew, like his madrega from his root, from his shorish, they should have an affair. That says, but even when you want to do a mitzvah, also a person it's befitting a person to have a tremendous busha. What kind of schus you have, to do a mitzvah? How can a person be so brazen to enter the palace of the king to do a mitzvah? And just fathom in your own mind before whom you're doing the mitzvah. וגם גודל מעלת המצווה, and the greatness of the mitzvah. גם עוצר יקר כל מצווה אין לה שיעור, because the awesomeness of the greatness of every single mitzvah is without bounds, without end. And of course, it is befitting that a great busha will fall on a person. Then when he comes to do any kind of mitzvah, how does the person all of a sudden he comes, he takes tefillin, which is the crown of the melech, and suddenly put it on his head. Imagine going, the Tower of London, taking the crown, the Queen of England, putting it on your head. On you, it'll look good, but better than the Queen of England, but how can you do this? Nobody would dare to do this. Tefillin is the crown of Kodesh Baruch Hu. You're not smiling. What's wrong? You just listen. You're falling asleep. Yeah. All right.
What?
All right.
Sunday mornings.
I know. It's okay. It's just that I. All right. The person takes the tefillin, he puts a kiss of the malka, suddenly put it on his head. Bevadai rosh yipola busha g'doyla. Bevadai. It's befitting that the person should feel a tremendous busha. And if a person really had even a smidgen of proper busha before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a person would be embarrassed even to put food in his mouth. What kind of schus do you have to have food? Yeah, it's obvious. I mean, this, of course, it's mine. This. He says even people that are, very they're very makpid, taves achila, whatever it is, just eats a piece of bread and drinks some water. But this is coming to me. That piece of bread is coming to me. I'm staying. He just thinks, how he stays away from the steak and this, but the piece of bread is coming to us. This is what's coming to you. What is coming to you? The main busha a person feels when he sees and is seen by the tzaddik emes. This is the things that shines up his mind, sparks up his mind. And the person receives greatness, he receives stature. And he's zoiche to chidushin doraisa, chidushin doraisa. כמו שבשעת מתן תורה, ניתן לפי מתן תורה, שהמשיך מוישה התורה לישראל, מוישה drawn down the Torah for Israel, נאמר שם, ולבעבור תהיה רסו על פניכם. This is what, for the sake, that the year of Hashem would be on your face. And Chazal said, what is that the year of Hashem, the awe of Hashem will be on your face? Zeh busha. They felt the busha. They felt, where am I? Where you see a Kodesh Baruch Hu, where am I? Their busha zechem l'tshuva. It's like, even like, they say, like, even just Adam Gadol, it's like, they put you in front of the I'm not even saying even Adam Gadol Israel, even like someone from the Goyim, the President of the United States of America, you are the one who's going to give him prize or whatever it is. Well, why? You'll feel very bad, but you're the one, Kal v'chomer Gadol B'Yisrael, that is, and he says, okay, you're the one who's supposed to, to do him, to give him, where are you? A friend of mine, who is not religious, he had polio, and he's like Roosevelt was, he's like a. And at the time when we got together, the disciple was still alive. And one day, they called him to need to lift up this little corner over here a little bit, a tiny bit. Yeah, okay, go ahead, lift it up. No, without your hand. This, all right. Just a second. The problem is that we keep on doing this wrong. Just 1 second, hold on. People watching this video are going to hate me. Okay, what can I do? Life is like this. So, he says, this is the, when a person sees himself with the tzaddik, and he sees the tzaddik, tzaddik sees him, it shines into the person's tzmarech gedula. Gedula means that, in Chidushim D'Oraisa, means that you have new perception of Kodesh Baruch Hu, new understanding of Kodesh Baruch Hu, new realization of the greatness of Kodesh Baruch Hu. The immediate effect on you is busha. You know, what do I come and you're driving this type of, what do I come, doing a mitzvah on Kodesh Baruch Hu. The busha zochem at tshuva. A person feels busha, that drives him to tshuva. I'm bad, I'm this, I'm that. Who says I have to remain bad, through the busha, you're zochem at tshuva.
It almost like steps up your game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly right. Because the main tshuva that we should not make an avera anymore is achieved through the busha. So that the year of Hashem will be on your face. In other words, that's the busha. So you should not sin. That's what the pasuk says. Tshuva is the eternal life. As we said before, Chaim Nitzchim is when you live again, when you start again. What are you starting again? You started again to become better than you were before.
Yom Shekulah Shabbat, right?
Yeah, Shekulah Shabbat, Tshuva. Mosh Kasuv v'hashivu v'chiyu. It says, do tshuva and you will live. And that since the essence of life is a beginning of new life, right? What is the impetus to begin again? A realization of your deficiencies. You realize you're deficient, so you start again, right? So what starts to live? What gets that dose of life? A restart. We said life is this restart. So what part of you gets this jolt of life? That part of you that realizes that you're not good enough and you have to start again, right? That's pshat. The Chaim Nitzchim is going to be to the shiflus, to that part that realizes you have to start again. The rest of the things that you're already okay, that you're good enough, that part is not going to, it doesn't restart, it doesn't rejuvenate. But that's part of you that realizes that you're lacking, and that's your motivation to start again. That's the shiflus in you. That's the realization of lowliness in you. So this says that's the shiflus of each and every person. That's the thing that lives forever. That's why when a person does tshuva, he starts to live again. And this is the resurrection of the lowliness of each and every person. Each and every one of us has spread out in all his organs the humbleness and lowliness of Moshe Rabbeinu. But that particular realization of quote unquote worthlessness, by each and every one of us, it's totally unrecognizable and unfathomable and untraceable. And this is an aspect of death. If realizing the chisaron is life, not being aware of it is the opposite, it's death. That person doesn't feel this loneliness at all. He thinks he's doing all right. It's fine. Ain't no big deal. That's why he's so far from his shiftless. But when a person mekav himself to the tzaddik emes, velois, and he sees him, mikol sheken, shezoicha lishmor piv Torah, how much more so when he's zoicha to hear from him, Torah, zochar deze gam be'atzmo lechidushim doraisa. He's zoicha, because of that, also to chidushim doraisa. They zeh zochar lebusha b'tshuva. When you get the Gdula, you get Chidushim, you get to realize, how low, to rediscover, that inadequacy, the innate inadequacy, the humbleness, the lowliness in you. And then he's zoicha that anova, that humbleness in you, gets resurrected, gets a jolt of life and starts living. It's not that every person just looks at himself and sees, oh, I'm so worthless, forget about it. Oh, forget about it. I'm like so bad, I'm so terrible. That's not what it's about. But the shiflus, which is the true realization of where you are vis-a-vis HaKadosh Baruch Hu, where you are vis-a-vis the mitzvahs, is dormant. It's like dead. But you have it in you. That's an inherent quality, which is inside you. When you see yourself with the tzaddik, and you get the gdula, and you come up with kedushim, that innate quality within you is awakened, and you feel shiftless. You have to daven and ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to a great degree to be zoicha to real and true humbleness and shiftless. Because we have absolutely no idea what is true shiftless and anova. There's no tachlis that the person should be, lowly and make himself like, and depressed and not moving and not doing. That's not a tachlis. Lethargic. Oh, I'm worthless. Nothing will ever become of me.
Bite of the snake.
Yeah, that's like nothing will ever become of me, and I'm not nothing, and that's not the issue. The anova is really the chaim of every lamb. The true anova is a sort of life of everything, not this kind of deathly lethargy. And that's the entire pleasure, entire enjoyment of Olam Haba. So what Olam Haba is to be depressed, that's not a task of Olam Haba, chas v'sholem. The main thing is low self-esteem is not a novel. The Yetzer Hara wants you to feel and wants you to think, this is what it is. So people come down, with low self-esteem. They make a mistake to think that this is a novel, but it's not. Again, that's why it says, that's what we said last week. In the Pasha of this week, it says the Pasha's, Vidui Maisa. Vidui Maisa starts with stating the good things you did, right? I gave Meiser, I did this, I did that, I gave it to Aniyim, I didn't give it to a dead person. The whole, and then it says, I did what I needed to do. Now, you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you do what you need to do. Right? This is Vidui. That's confession. That's boasting. That's not confession. So that's why the way we explained it last week is that true self-examination has to include the good stuff that you do. Otherwise, you're just playing a game. Either you're succumbing to bad self-image, which has nothing to do to your real worth. Because you have this bad image of yourself. Everybody is smarter than me. Everybody is more successful than me. Everybody is brighter than me. Everybody is richer than me. Everybody is taller, more handsome, more this, more that, whatever it is. and a person brings into the table, it brings to the table, the kind of position that he held in his family. As we said many times already before, every family has, every member has his own stature. He's the good one, she's the bad one, he's the smart one, he's the stupid one, he's the successful one, and he is the lo yutzlach, that nothing will ever come of him. Halavai should be like this one. The president, what are we going to do with you? Halavai should be like this one. It has nothing to do with the real worth of every kid and every child. And the same thing with the parents. Everybody has this fixed place in the family, and it's practically impossible to change. The only way it changes is when somebody dies, then it shifts the whole board. That somebody's taken out of the equation. But other than that, it's incredibly difficult. The hardest thing to do is to change your self-image in the place of family dynamics. It takes a lot of work. A lot of realizations. You have to realize what it is that your place is, and the decisive decision and consistency not to play along with the old raw. And it can throw a family really upside down. Even when you do tshuva, until now you're a bum. Not really, but suddenly you do tshuva. Everybody agrees that tshuva is a good thing. It can throw a family into throes of tremendous shlom bayis problem. Why? Because everybody was already ready for you. You're the bum. What are you doing also being a tzaddik? Every couple has their own dance. I'll do this, you'll be angry with me because you need to be angry. So I'll do this, not big things, small things, whatever it is. You can be angry with me. I need to be someone to be angry at me, and you need to be angry at somebody. So there's all kinds of arguments. If you analyze whatever arguments you might have had with your spouse, you realize they all go around the same kind of dance. You do this, then she does that, and you do this, and she does that, and boom.
And for example, in a family where you have one particular child that's more problematic than the other, you can change that for the better, though, right? Without destroying the dynamics.
You need to work with the child. You need to work with the child. You need to be cognizant of it. The responsibility is still there. But I'm saying is that we are already sort of like quasi-finished products of our childhood, hopefully. Right? So we come to the table with feeling very sorry for ourselves. Usually who becomes a wrestler? The bright ones that are successful in hedge funds, they don't come to wrestling because they think they're fine. They think they got it made. It's the schlochs of this world. The broken vessels, because otherwise why change, Ain't broke, don't change it, don't fix it, right? It's those that like me, like us, that feel, totally worthless, has absolutely nothing to do with our real worth. Nothing. Ad kadei kach, that for the real stuff that we should be sorry about, we're not sorry at all.
Like Rabbi Nathan says, you got to be sorry for yourself. Like your own neshama, what will be with you? You have to. I was reading it now.
But there's certain avos that the person does. That look. Excuse me while I sip my tobacco. There are all kinds of complex mechanisms that people bring to their lives. And many times, there can be a dynamics where a person bring himself to a situation where he is abused. I'm not saying abuse, I don't know, just treated unfairly.
He's taking advantage.
Taking advantage of whatever it is. And then it's like a worker, okay, that his boss is being tough with him.
He has been working
He
50
doesn't-
hours and pays him for it.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever it is, he's using him. He's abusing him. So the guy takes a little something from the boss. It's called השלמת הכנסה,
Payment,
he messes with me, I mess with him. It's coming to me. And many times, I bring myself to a situation that I'm being abused because of my own perception of myself. The people abuse me. So I put myself in a situation that invites abuse. I don't realize I do this. I hate the way it feels when it's done. But nevertheless, I'm the one who brings it about. And then I go, and compensate myself. You abuse me, okay, I'll take what's mine. What happens is that
Is that like what some women that marry men that are abusive, and then the second marriage is the same thing? And
Bevadai. There's a person that each and every one of us knows of people that keep on moving from job to job. And every job they get, the boss abuses them. They end up getting shortchanged anywhere they go. How does it happen? How do they find all the SOBs in the world? They have the muzzle to find one after the other. What is this? The answer is they come, pre-abused. They come primed to be abused. Yeah, abuse me. It's like so then...
That's the result you're saying of the false shiftless.
That's false shiftless, that's exactly right. It's because of low self-esteem, because of that family dynamics, whatever it is that goes around in one's family and whatnot. But the main point is that which I may steal from the boss as a repayment for the abuse, I have no right to do this.
It's like in the Talmud, the Rav took the vinegar, the guy who stole the wine from him, and he would not pay him.
I have no right to do this. It's gneva. The abuse, quit your job. Or mechatchila, come to say, listen, I'm not willing to be abused. This is impossible. I can't live like that. True powerlessness over a situation, you can't argue with your boss. True powerlessness is not to be meek, but actually to come about and say, listen, when you do this, I can't do this. It brings me down. It demoralizes me. I mean, if you can't do this, then fine, so I'll go elsewhere. But the point is to state this is the way things need to be. That's shiftless meeting. Shiftless meeting, that you respect yourself, you respect your good, you realize, this is from greatness, you get shiftless. So this false shiftless, this depressed, apathetic, and the kind of depression that people go with, that's not humbleness at all. In fact, it hides from you the place where you really need to do tshuva. You do tshuva for what is wrong. You do tshuva for what you're really lacking, not creating situations where we're coming about and being abused by people and feeling sorry for yourself. That's not what it's about. It says, and the true leader of the generation, that through him one can achieve all these tikkunim. He needs to be, removed from this world and incredibly sanctified. Specifically from the type of women. And then he's befitting to be the leader of Israel. That by his look alone, that he will look at Am Israel, just by looking at them, their mind will sparkle, and he will dole out to each and every one of them the greatness that is coming to them. That's the side. What did Yisrael tell Moshe? And you should gaze, you should look, you should see. Each one is greatness. In other words, Moshe Rabbeinu is giving each and every one of us their greatness by looking at them. And you will gaze, you will see, you will look by the look itself. נכנס בחלק גדול, ויזכו לחידושים דאורייסה, ובזורך את החידושים דאורייסה, ולבושה ותשובה ושיפלוס. אני בזורך את החידושים דתורה, busha, tshuva, and humbleness. That's the eternal life of the world to come. It's also being drawn through him to each and every one. That each and every one feels, he's being driven away from the taiva of women. But when the Yidden don't have such a manik, as the entire world is confused. Anybody wants to be called a tzaddik, a makubal, a manik, whatever it is, he does, he takes it. The principle of the whole thing, the whole thing in a nutshell, so to speak. When a person comes to the tzaddik, and he hears Torah from his mouth, and he feels, suddenly he feels busha, he feels this awe, he feels this embarrassment. You start to feel your own low madrega, the siman sheyas tzaddik amiti. That's the siman that he was by a true tzaddik. When you come to some famous rebbe, and you hear from him about gadlus al deizeh, and you feel like, wow, I'm one of the few. I really got it. I got it. Not everybody did, but I did. I'm special. I'm like, you should know that that's not tzaddik amiti. That's not a tzaddik amiti.
This is the shiur that he gave when the Baal Tanya came.
What?